Hi people. How are we doing? Yes, sorry. I got back really just in time for the show. How was ours? Joyce. Hi, good afternoon, sir. Sorry, good evening, sir. I have to always remember
I'm
that this is not Nigeria. How are you doing, sir?
fine.
How was your day? You're still in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lord is good.
Well,
Wow. So,
now the
uh, it's you now. It's you. I'll jump straight into the show. So for those that are just joining us, this is exclusive chat. So what we do basically is the show was born out of I had this mindset of most times you always have the artist like on the front line. Always, you always see the artist, you always do interview and guests with the artist, but we don't talk to people that do all the back scene work, like the sound engineers, the dancers, the DJ, everybody that makes the singer look like spoofing. Let me use that word. We don't do that, but we always do that for the singers. So what the show is about is to talk with all people in the media and entertainment industry and basically to discuss with them and know them better. So that's what we're doing. So today our guest for this month is the KLINMIX by himself. Mr. Gbade Adetisola. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So should I jump right into it that I was growing up like for you?
Growing up,
Yes.
well, I grew up in Ibadan,
Wow.
and growing up was very tough.
Mm.
You know, I we used to go to school in groups.
Wow.
I had some friends that we used to work together. We trek all the way from Mokola to Total Garden.
Okay, it was not that far though.
Yeah,
Mokola Total Garden is
it's
not
not,
far.
well, it's not that far. But for you to do that every day,
Wow.
morning and afternoon,
Wow.
you know. And I was a science student in school,
And
and I used to love arts. So I was confused. I was thinking maybe I should be an art student or maybe I should be a science student. But eventually, I became a science student, and um, but I was still so much involved in drawing, doing
wow.
all those art things. So I wanted to actually, I wanted to study arts at a point in time. I put in for arts at the Polytechnic Ibadan. Then,
Okay.
you know, it didn't work, yeah.
Wow. Wow. This is actually my first time hearing this. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and so are you the first of like how many children?
That one is complicated, though.
So your daddy likes the
Uh,
children.
we're like
Wow.
14 of us. But from my mother's side, um, I have four sisters,
Wow.
and I'm the second.
Wow. Wow. So what your education basically was it like in Ibadan all through, or you traveled outside Ibadan to also school?
I've lived all my life in Ibadan. I'm
Wow.
an Ibadan Mombele.
Wow. So primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Everything, everything. I haven't lived outside Ibadan for 2 months.
Okay, we got. I always claim Ibadan. Now, now I found my.
I
Oh
haven't
my
lived outside
God.
Ibadan for 2 months. I haven't all my
Wow.
life.
Wow.
The highest is, I think, the highest I've spent outside Ibadan maybe 2 weeks. Yes.
Why do you love Ibadan? I actually, that's like top of my questions for you. Like, why do you like you? I've not seen so many people I know that when they like make it big, they leave Ibadan, or when they expand, they go to other cities. Like Ibadan becomes like their annex. But you have this deep love for Ibadan. I don't understand.
Yeah, so see, if you grow up in Ibadan, it's very difficult to stay anywhere else.
Hmm.
I have a lot of friends that grew up in Ibadan. It's like I go to Lagos like almost every week. I go to Lagos,
Okay.
but every time I go, I complain. I always come back with headaches. I always,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So
Hmm.
yeah, like my HOD in school, my former HOD,
Hmm.
Baba Adetisola, when I was in poly, he saw me in Lagos last year, and he said, "Oh, because he saw me at an event, he thought maybe I lived in Lagos. Ah, okay, good. So where do you stay? I said, I stay in Ibadan. Ah, Ibadan ló ṣe gbé. Oh, serious? Tó bá ti serious, wàá máa bọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
Oh my
Like,
God.
he said it like as like it's only on serious musicians that will stay in Ibadan. But I don't believe. I
Hmm.
believe it's good to stay you know where you make impact,
Hmm.
and sometimes it's not about a particular location, because some people stay in Lagos and nothing is
Hmm.
happening. Some people stay in the
Some people
US, nothing is
actually.
happening. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
mm,
Hmm.
so I not that I'm attached to Ibadan, but I've not had any reason to relocate.
Okay.
There was a time that I wanted to relocate, but when I did the calculation, you know, for instance, now, if you have 100,000 naira job in Ibadan and you get a 400,000 job in Lekki,
I'll stay in Ibadan.
it might be better to stay in Ibadan,
Yeah.
because you can still find a 3 bedroom flat in Ibadan for 150,000,
Per annum.
and that's in Ibadan for you, which is very, very, you can't find somewhere else. That's not why I'm staying in Ibadan, but I'm just telling you that you know I've been here. I've not really found any reason to.
To live in the first place.
Mm.
Okay. So
Even when people are,
okay. Probably if a bigger opportunity comes and they're paying you probably millions of dollars, will come on.
yes, now I'll go. Then then of course I'll still come here and have a peace of my mind.
Okay.
Mm.
So the third question I want to ask, I know you make jest of me, but I want everybody to know, why do you love Coke?
Dami, Dami, just a minute.
Okay, sir. Because for those that know uh Gbade very well, he's a great, I mean, like, he's a lover of Coke. Can you see?
I'll call
I
it to
told
so that we
you.
can get.
Why
There
do
was
you
one
love
thing
Coke?
I decided.
Like, Coke shall got giving you ambassadorship by this.
Yes, now. Why do I love Coke, Abi?
Oh no.
Coke. I don't know, but it's Coke, sha. It cannot be any other thing. If it's not Coke, it can't be anything.
Oh
Even
my
if you
God.
get me Pepsi, or you get me 7 Up when I'm not sick. 7 Up is for people that are sick, people that uh, people that are throwing up. You need to give them something so that they will not throw up.
Oh my
That's what.
God.
And Coke. Now they know me. If the Coke, if it's not chill, if it's not sweating, like, no, you have to return it. I'm not taking it.
People, this is not
You have to,
exaggeration, it's the truth. I can
yes, now.
testify.
Yes, so Coke or nothing. and the coke has to be cheap.
Wow.
It keeps me going. Anyway, I spend that, as you can see, I'm still at the studio. I spend most of my time at the studio,
Yeah.
Of course, now my family is with me. They're at the reception. They're there having a nice time. And but I don't have more than a bottle of coke in a day. That's the maximum. Even nowadays, I don't even finish. Can I say I just take a little and I leave it sometimes.
Hmm.
I'm watching it now.
Okay,
But
Stabukala said, imagine Coke always in your studio. Someone called the Coke Master. Okay, so my next question is, when did you start producing? Like, tell us from the scratch.
I started producing in 1998, and that was when I started playing music as far back as 1987. I played the drums. Then I moved to keyboard. Keyboard was more like a self-taught stuff for me because I learned how to play guitar. Then I brought my knowledge of guitar to keyboards.
Okay.
Then I started playing music.
Mm.
I joined Mama Bolare's band in '95.
Wow.
I played music in '98. I had the opportunity to do my first production. For a long time, I still had that tape, the jacket of the tape. It was still
Wow.
in my studio. It's somewhere here, and I did a job for a woman. Her name is Anne. The job was titled Anna Maikele. It's a Igbo song,
Okay.
and Anna Maikele by I Miss Buki. Then um, I did after that I did some jobs for my church, my dad's church, United Church of Christ,
Oh, okay.
and yes, I did the work for them. Around that around let's say '99, I featured Yetunde Are.
Oh,
You know, we've been together since then, and then I did some other kwe jobs like that. And most of the times, Papa Jimmy was the studio engineer. The studio was a Universal Studio at
okay.
Adamashimba Shopping Complex. The studio was owned by Ayo Adu. Ayo Adu is the cousin of Shade Adu,
Wow.
and that was where Papa Jimmy used to be an engineer. And I used to go there to hang around at the studio. Then we'd go for gigs together with Papa Jimmy. He'd take me out to go for gigs in Ikoyi Club, some other Chinese clubs in Ibadan, Premier Hotel. Then he was the one that taught me how to program on a cog. So he would tell me, oh yeah, do this programming and do all those stuff. So, he gave me that freedom to do some of those things. Then from there, and he was using a four tracker machine.
Mm.
You can only have four tracks, unlike nowadays where you have
That's it.
unlimited tracks. Then
Mm.
it was four tracks,
Mm.
and you have to mix everything. You have to balance everything. Then they will bounce,
Mm.
and if there's any mistake, you can't really make any changes. So that was when I started. I started during the days of tapes,
Okay.
machine, where there was limited technology.
Wow.
Once you do a solo, you have to practice your solo. If you miss the solo line, they tell you, mm, you can I edit it? Can I replace it? It has gone. Oh, you cannot do anything. That's how
You have
you
to
leave
start
it
all
inside
over
your.
again. Wow. So it was so all the times when the Mabolare and the likes were singing, like in the studio work, it was either you were bringing it or you start all over again. That was how it was then, right?
No, I never did studio work with I did studio work with Mama Bolare, but I never produced Mama Bolare.
Okay.
During my times with Mama Bolare, I used to play keyboards. Then we used to have a producer called Kenny Fashipe,
Okay.
and he was the one that did all the productions. We worked for Mama. We do rehearsals. We meet for rehearsals every Tuesday and Thursday.
Wow.
You have to go there. We'll pray and we'll do rehearsal. And she used to give us rehearsal money. We will come.
Oh,
We collect rehearsal.
wow.
Even
See
for that, you
incentive.
go and collect.
Oh,
For that, you go and collect your rehearsal money. Even if there's no, you shall go. Everybody collect money for rehearsal, and you
wow.
pray together. Then when there's a show, you go for the show. Then, of course, later I played in some of the albums, Lion of Judah, some
Wow.
other albums like that. She did some albums for Bishop Oyedepo, and I played in, but I never did any
Any
production then.
production
But
for her. So I wanted to ask something in light of that. As a producer, I know one of the things you used to say is you have to be very patient. Like you have to
yeah,
have very patient and listening here. But most times
yeah.
you see people just want to like just walk in a studio for 1 2 seconds and come out and start bouncing and talking about money. How important is it to be patient to go through a thorough mentorship before you can come out and say, "Oh, I'm a producer."
See, that's one of the problems I'm having with a lot of guys nowadays. People just want to blow.
Mm.
They want to blow. When they come to the studio, all they are talking about is, have you seen the video's car? Have you
Mm.
seen the kidney call that Whiskey just signed? Oh my God, you sit down and do your own. But they talk about cars, talk about all these stuff for
Mm.
hours. And, usually this is what I do. Anybody that comes to me to learn about production, I make them sit down. Because as a producer, if you cannot sit down, you cannot produce music. You cannot.
Yes.
So I make them sit down. I say, okay, sit down. And I give them some of my books to read. I have a lot of books here on
Yeah.
music production, engineering. So I give them a book. At least I test them with one book. Give him one book. Oh yeah, read. So I see, and I've always been right about people that come here for music production. You know, like Dami that is with me now. Dami, when Dami came, it was maybe four of them. Four of them came together. They wanted to study production. Four, but they could not sit down. So when they sit, they will go out. If there's anything, they will go. And if you can't sit down, you can't really do production because it involves sitting down a lot.
Mm.
Sitting down, like you have to be very, very patient. And in that you really learn how to deal with artists.
Mm.
Because sometimes you can do. I've done jobs for artists that you have to start all over again. You finish the job, you'll
Wow.
be glad that this is a job that is well done. Then the artist will say, "This is not this is not the idea, Sha," and you have to start all over again. Now, if you are not patient, you just fight. You always fight with the artist, but you
Mm.
see, so it's important to exercise some patience, and it's not some like what I see in guys nowadays is they want to be a producer in 3 months.
True.
You know,
True.
like you want to be a producer in 3 months. You have a target. You just want to do this thing, but it's beyond that. Because there's so much to learn. Music production is beyond making beats,
Mm.
recording vocals, and putting auto tune and putting effects and all those things. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of psychology involved. There's a
Mm.
lot of human relation involved. There's a lot of things that have to do with that have less to do with you know your dexterity as a musician, gone.
Mm.
Because there are a lot of musicians that are very bad producers. You can
Mm.
be a very fantastic musician and can be a very, very bad producer. And it's possible for you to not be a fantastic musician.
But be a great
Maybe
producer.
just like bodies, you can just play two or three chords and be a very,
Mm.
very fantastic producer.
Mm.
Because it goes beyond um, that dexterity. There's a lot of things involved. You're listening here. the ability to know whether a song works or not, your ability to know what works for a given song, you know, and so many other things.
So I wanted to ask, which came first? Was it production or choir directing?
For me,
Yes.
yeah, I started producing before I became a choir director.
Okay.
I became a choir director. My first time of becoming a choir director was, I think, 2001 in my father's church.
Okay.
Then in 2004, I became a choir director at the Stone Church.
Okay.
You know, so it's the music production came before.
So do you
And
think
what,
that sorry, I wanted to ask, do you think that there is like a rub off on each other for you, like your producer side and your music director side?
yes, of course. One of my strengths is vocals,
Okay.
and when I do my vocals, people ask me questions. Like, how do you do your vocals? Like, it's very, very smooth. It blends. It's, the harmony, because that's my music director side. I love it when vocals are well balanced. I love it when the harmony is interesting. I love it when, there's a blend. It's one of the things I see everywhere. When people make music, there's no blend. Somebody's voice is always standing out. You know that this is the person singing. You don't need to know the person singing when people back up. You know, and that aspect of being a music director rubs off on my vocals. When I do vocals or all my productions, the backup vocals are always very, very good.
That,
Yeah.
that that's amazing. That's amazing. So I want to talk about Gbade Adetisola, the award in 20, I think it was 2014, 2014,
2014.
2015. Yes. So how was the feeling? Like, did you expect it to win any award? Did you like, because I know you were in the same category with Two-Face Idibia, and probably people be like, better let's forget it. Two-Face will win it. People will have that kind of that kind of mindset. And I was so happy that you won because we voted like it was like the only band that voted for that thing. So how did it feel
Well, first of all, I didn't expect the nomination.
in the first place?
As I always want to do my music the way I feel like doing it.
Mm,
I go with my guts. That's how I do my music. People criticize a lot. They say, "Oh, why don't you do it this way? This kind of a thing is not selling.
mm,
Do something that is selling." I don't do my music that way. I do
mm.
my music as an artist. I go with my guts, the way I think it should be done.
Okay.
And that was what I did with Gbade Adetisola. Gbade Adetisola won the video, got nominated award in 2014. I actually released Gbade Adetisola in 2011.
Wow.
And you see, this is one of the things I tell artists. Most artists, they want the music to blow,
Blow instantly.
and they want it to blow now.
Mm,
They want to work it. Of course, you can work it. Do a good song, good lyrics, great production, and do your publicity well. Do everything that you need to do.
mm,
At the end of the day, you know, you might not have a hit
mm,
immediately,
mm.
you know, and you can have a hit later on. And another example is Shola Lisin's Afuye Gege.
Mm.
I produced that Afuye Gege around maybe 2012,
Mm.
and the music just became so popular between 2000 and last year
14
and
and
year
16,
before last.
like 15 and 16, yes.
Yes, like 2 years ago now, it was everywhere, and the music was done like 2012,
Mm,
you know, and the same thing with Baba Cesar, 2011, and now, the video came out. I was pushed to do the video because naturally I don't want to do a video. I'm
mm,
not interested in videos. I just want to do a good song and just go my own way. and my friend pushed me, fresh or multimedia. He pushed me to have that video, and we submitted it. It was one that submitted it, and they say, okay, you got a nomination. And well, I was looking for there were other categories. There was a category of cinematography. There was a category of a category of gospel music. There was a gospel music category with Samuel Poso, Prie, and this other guy.
I think Float was there.
Yes. Then I was looking forward to, one of those categories.
Okay.
Then I was surprised actually. I was thinking at least because we got 3 nominations.
Yeah.
So I said at least if we are not with all we really did a lot of voting. I used to carry laptops everywhere. We gather children, gather teenagers. Oh yeah, bring your phone. You don't have a phone. You don't have. Oh yeah, use our computer to log into your social media account. Oh yeah, vote. Are you done? Yeah, you too come.
Wow.
And with the voting, with this voting, we can actually have at least one win, but not in the other categories in the gospel. So I was surprised when he said the winner is Gbade Adetisola. And we had Omawumi, we had Victor.
Was, I think Bears something. There were a lot of really, and I'm like, wow. So when they called your name, how did you feel?
My wife screamed. I still have the video. Maybe I will share the video. I can share the video after this.
Oh
after
my
this
God.
interview. The video of the award. My wife screamed, and even me. Of course, we were very, very anxious. I went to the toilet like maybe 4 or 5 times before.
Oh my God.
You watch the video, I was just,
wow.
I was, I was so short of words.
Wow. So, thank God you mentioned your wife. So I wanted to talk about it. I learned she was the one that sang this very popular song that people felt it was one choir in America that sang it. Shout hallelujah. I actually had someone say, oh, it's one gospel band in America. And I'm like, no, it's Stone Church in Ibadan. Like, I don't understand how you. And I learned that it was your wife that led that song. So you wanted to
see
all along.
People have problem with Ibadan. There's this picture with people about Ibadan. When you do, I've done some jobs that people credited some other producers. Like when I've seen people talk about the job, they say, kini lo ṣe Cobams ló ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. I just moved away. Because when you say it's Ibadan, they can't even believe that. How can something like that come out of Ibadan? Anyway, I don't know what they are thinking about. But well, the Shout Hallelujah, that song, I composed it.
Wow.
I actually received the song. It wasn't like I composed it. I was sleeping one afternoon and the song came to my head. Like when you hear a choir sing, the choir was singing in my head. I had everything. I had the chorus. I had the harmony. It has never happened to me since that time. And when I woke up, I tried to write it down. I forgot. I was very, very angry. And in those days, and it was around 2001, 2002. We recorded the song 2003. So, sorry, I was distracted by that post, Dayo.
But talking of music, yes, a lot of people feel I know it's in Lagos, and I know a lot of artists that will go to Ibadan to produce most of their songs and now take it back to Lagos and tag it as Lagos, whatever, and really we're producing Ibadan.
Tope Alabi's latest album was done in Ibadan. King Sunny Ade has been doing his album in Ibadan for I can't even count the number of albums he did in Ibadan.
Wow.
King Sonny.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, we would actually I've met a lot of people that when they tell me their stories, I discover that they were in Ibadan before.
Mm.
And I say, okay, so you two, you lived in Ibadan? I didn't know. Anyway, I got that song, and I then I was angry, so I prayed. I said, God, let me have this song again. So, like, there was another time I slept again. I had another the same this I slept in my sitting room, and I got the song again. This time around I didn't miss a thing. And that time we were preparing for our live recording, and when somebody when we went to the rehearsal and we were arranging the song, we were trying to put you know put some touches there. One of my friends, Yinka Adamolekun, was the one on drums, and he said,
Okay.
"Don't let us complicate this song. Let's just leave it like that. The chord, let's make the chord the intro. Bang, 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 bang. We just go, and that was how we did it then. But it wasn't my wife that did the lead vocal. It was Sister Wumi George. Sister Wumi George, the wife of a renowned engineer, brother George Olaiwe.
Oh, okay.
And I told her to lead the song. Then, by the time we were doing a video, the song became popular more, and of course, we just wanted to do a nice song. So we did the nice song, but we didn't have the business mind, in
About it.
place about the music. So the music the music got blown away from our hands, and the music went everywhere. There was
Wow.
a one. There was a woman that did a recording at my studio. She sent me all the songs that she wanted to record, and Shatalelo was there. And I said, no, this is my song. And I said, we used to sing it in London. It's very popular in London. I said, it's my song. You have to get permission to sing it. Put it in your album. And we saw a video online then by Winners Chapel. We saw a video like real music video by Winners Chapel Kaduna. We saw another video, one Redeemed Church. I've seen a lot of these. Then that was when people said, okay, now so that so that people will know that it's our song, let's do a video.
Okay.
And we did that video in 2008.
Okay.
So even my wife was not the one that was of that video in the first place. It was Dolapo to UK. They might have had to take the lead again in the video. That time we just got married. I think we just came back from our honeymoon that time. If you see me in that video, you really praise God for me. And it was 10 years ago that we did that video.
Wow.
And the video came out, 2008, 2003, 5 years after the music came out, just for us to be able to lay claims. That was why we did that video. Okay, it's our song. It's not from America. It's not from South Africa. It's not from. But I think maybe it was too late by the time we were saying it. Some people are arguing a choir in the choir that did it in Kaduna. One lady came to Ibadan and joined our choir, and when she went back, said that they've been singing that song and they've done a video of it. And when the girl came back, the girl said, when she went back, the girl told them that this song is in Ibadan, is the church that I attend. They were arguing with that. No, that is from Redemption Camp. So a lot of people have owned it, yeah. But don't give it to us.
So I wanted to ask, just in probably like should I say 4 minutes, like tips on songwriting, because I know that's one of the biggest challenges people have. People believe that, I think people have this mentality that I must write all my songs. Some people have this feel that if I give someone else, it will not come from my heart. Like I've had different stories about that. So I want to give few tips on songwriting itself, how to write a good song. I remember you talked about having a hook line for for your chorus. Yeah, so I want to talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Well, songwriting is very, very complicated, and that's why is anything that is complicated, people always get it wrong.
Mm,
That's one of the issues. If something is like, it's just like sound engineering. Sound engineering is very, very complicated, and that's why you see in a lot of churches the sound is very bad, because it's not something you can just use idea. You have to really know all the frequencies and know all these things.
mm,
The same thing with songwriting. Songwriting, not the most important thing in songwriting that I learned is form.
mm,
Form. Most songs have no forms. A form is like when you have a building, and in a building there's a building is well structured. You have your sitting room, you have the bathroom, you have the toilet.
mm,
Imagine a room, a house that you can just put anywhere. You
mm,
can eat anywhere. You
mm,
can sleep anywhere. That's
mm,
how a lot of songs are nowadays. A lot of songs are just like a house where anything goes. And the form is the most important thing. And there are a lot of forms. So if you're a songwriter, you want to know about it, Google about forms. And
mm,
form, the most important thing about form is that there are sections in your song. There
mm.
has to be like your verse,
Okay.
your chorus, your bridge, and there's something we call pre-chorus.
Yes.
And there's maybe a coda or a vamp or whatever you want to call it at the end. But now, when you have a verse, your verse is where you tell the story
Mm,
of a song. You really tell the story that you want to tell. Your chorus is where you summarize the story,
mm,
and your chorus must have a hook, and that hook must be something that anybody, if they cannot remember anything about your song, they cannot remember anything at all. They must remember the hook.
mm,
That hook is very, very important. The hook is, it could be la 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 la, oh yeah, la 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 la. The sha is something that the sha must remember,
yeah.
and the hook must carry the title of a song. That's how I know a good song. If I want to know the title of a song and I don't know the title of a song, I go to the
Go to the
chorus.
chorus.
When I check the chorus, whatever I see that is, there's a line that is being repeated in the chorus, I know the title of the song already.
Mm,
So your chorus must carry the title of that song. And another thing about your hook is it must be memorable.
mm,
When you have a hook, the hook of a song must be memorable. If I cannot remember your chorus, you've written a bad song.
mm, mm,
And another thing about it is, if you have a good song, this is how I know a good song. If you write a song and you're going to need a keyboard or drums or guitar
before you can
before
sing,
people can enjoy it,
then it's
then it's
not.
a bad song.
Mm, mm,
So a good song will sound good in the mouth of anybody, whether there's an accompaniment or not.
mm,
So I say, okay, sing me your chorus. And you say, Himela, Himela, Okaka Yekerua,
mm.
Himela. There's no instrument now. Or you can't tell me that, bros, only had a juju by a can keyboard one be, am I enjoying it? To the keyboard to Simbeni, wo, only Oshe,
It's not a good
you
song.
know.
Mm, mm,
So it's not a good song if
mm,
you
mm,
can't enjoy it without, and there are a lot of things. That another thing that a lot of people don't get in songwriting is, um, we call it prosody. The
okay.
way your lyrics connect with your melody. Sometimes you put a wrong melody on the right words,
Mm,
and it's going to the right word is going to fall because the melody is wrong.
Mm.
The melody has to be right.
Mm.
The same thing if you have a very good melody and the word is not strong. For instance, now, if you want to sing a word like great, great, you can't put great on a melody where there's a nosedive in your melody.
Mm.
Where's it great, great,
Mm.
something like that. Great really has to sound strong, and and
Yeah.
that's why when you're writing, you have to look at your text, you look at all the lines that you've written, and try to see, okay, is this melody um working with the text?
Mm.
And of course the rhymes. Here in Nigeria, one of the challenges is the way we rhyme. People just rhyme. We just rhyme. Just rhyme, 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 rhyme. Rhymes. Even when you rhyme, there's a way you rhyme. There's a way you rhyme. There's something we call rhyme schemes. Your
Mm.
rhymes can be, okay, the last line of the last word of line 1 will rhyme with the last word of line 3. You can
Mm.
have odd numbers. You can have
Okay.
the last line of the last word of line 2 rhyming with the last word of line 4.
Mm.
Something like that.
Mm.
That's it's called rhyme scheme. Then you
Mm.
can have the last word of every line rhyming with one another.
Mm.
Another thing that let me say this. Another thing in songwriting is metering. This metering is what I learned from hymns.
Okay.
You know, when people write songs, you see the verse 1 sounds different,
From the verse 2 and 3.
verse 2 and 3. That's a bad song. Your verses must sound similar.
Okay.
How do they sound? If your verse 1 has 6 lines, your verse 2 should not have 8 lines.
Mm.
Your verse 2 should have 6 lines.
Okay.
This is a very tricky part in songwriting. If the line 1 of your verse 1 is 8 syllables,
Okay.
your line 1 of your verse 2 should not be 15 syllables.
Mm.
If the number of syllables are shorter or longer, you have to make a way to elongate or shrink the text so that it will fall in line,
Okay.
so that when people hear it, it will still sound like 8 syllables, as in the first verse is 8 syllables. And
Okay.
there's a lot of technical things involved in songwriting. It's not just, people just write songs like poems. You can be poetic about your song, but people just write songs like, poem is even very good. They write songs like letters or
Mm.
like articles.
Okay.
People
Okay.
just write the way they feel. Like, okay, this is my feeling. This is the way I feel. I'm pouring out my feelings.
Mm.
After pouring out your feeling, you have to take it to the dark room and check whether your feeling goes in line with how music ought to be written.
Okay.
So even when I receive songs, you can be inspired, to
Mm.
write a song. Well, you have inspiration, then write it down, then you now gauge it. Okay, this thing is not sounding well. How do I? And that's where rewriting comes in. As
Okay.
as a songwriter, you have to write and you have to rewrite. If
So,
you if
so you
you if
can't be rigid as a songwriter. You have to be
you
flexible.
can, you
Mm.
have to be very, very flexible. If my songwriting book is not here, if you see my songwriting book, you see a lot of times I've written, you rewrite, you
Mm.
rewrite, you write until you get to the last, and you say, okay, this
This
is
is
it. And when I say this is it, nobody will come and tell me, Bro Gbade, this song is, I say, dual song. I've, I've, I've done this song.
I'll finish
Songs
work
I've,
on it.
written like, I've
Mm.
written like 8 times, and I've really gauged it with all the all the technical things. And of course, somebody that doesn't even know anything about songwriting say, song oh, I say, Oga, don't worry, And I'm really sure when I write a song and I'm done with the song, I know that it's a good song.
Okay.
I know that it's a good.
Okay. So someone asked from Instagram, what kind of songs have you written? Do you mean by genres of songs, or what do you mean? Well, I'll be expecting the what the person meant, but you talked a bit on something that I wrote down, and it is the technical team in church. I know that you're part of the technical team in your church, and that's one of the big problems we have in the church generally, not just in Nigeria, even in the abroad, where we have it's like the music team is like this way, the technical team is this way, in which we're supposed to work together. So how should a church how can a church enable its technical team be better than how they are, like whatever they're doing, basically?
Now, this I've never gotten this done since I've been in Stone Church, and I've asked my senior pastor to really talk about this several times. See, you cannot run a technical department or the choir department like you can't run it like a ministry in quote, like where the way we tell people to come and join a ministry. You cannot run a media department like, oh yeah, if you know how to operate the computer, come and join our media department. If you are a radionic, you know how to switch on the generator and you know how to service the clinical parts, come and join our technical. You can't run a media department like that. And that is where we have issues. That is where a lot of churches have issues with the technical department. That's one. Two, for you to have a good sound in church, the people in the technical department have to have the same knowledge, if not the same knowledge, close to the knowledge a musician has or a singer has. That is one of the challenges. Most guys in the technical department, they don't know the difference between alto and tenor and soprano. They don't know anything about chords. They don't know anything about how a guitar should sound. They don't know anything about how a bass guitar should sound. They don't know anything about how voices should be. So even when you are telling them, they are not getting you. They have no clue what they are saying. It's just you are just like somebody who is ranting to them. You are just ranting. When you say, "Oga, many times, it used to be like that for me. It's like I'm just ranting. Oh, this thing is not, this thing has, So you need to have, they need somebody in the technical department must have the knowledge the musicians and the singers have. The same thing with the singers and musicians. Time after time, I try to teach my choir members and my musicians some stuff about audio engineering. They too need to know some stuff about audio, so that when you can't just be telling your engineer that give me this, give me that, and it's not possible. There are some things that are not possible, and you tell the engineer to do it. When you maybe your gain has reached a level where your amplifier cannot take more than that, you still tell the engineer to increase the volume. It has gone, it can't reach. What volume are you increasing? It has gotten to the peak, but because they don't know. So everybody, we need to be on the same page. And my advice is a technical department should work in sync with a choir department. They cannot operate independently. They have to depend on one another. They have to work together. If they cannot be matched, they need to really work together. And the musicians, the people in the technical department, they need to go for a lot of musical training. But I know a lot of engineers that are very, very good when it comes to how to set, how to measure, the frequencies. They know, how to gauge all these things. But the only thing that is missing at the end of the day, what makes a good engineer, even with all the training that you can get, what makes a good engineer is the ears. At the end of the day, You know, you can go to wherever and and learn. And that's why you see, if you most schools abroad where they teach audio engineering, they don't just teach you how to tweak the machines. They don't just teach you how to operate. That's one of the problem. Here in Nigeria, we've been having a lot of trainings, but all the trainings that I've seen that people do on sound engineering
Tune.
how they can operate the machines. Sound engineering is not just how you can operate the machine. It's how you can listen and actually think like a musician. You have to think like a singer. And that's why you like all those schools are, schools, big schools like SAE, they put ear training into their training. Like
Yes.
I have a DVD of like 8 DVDs here about ear training alone. How to train your ears as an audio engineer. You train your ears to all frequencies. So when you hear, you know that it's sounding right or it's not sounding right.
Okay.
But a lot of people think it sounds right when it's loud
It's not.
and when um, everything is clear. The guitar is clear, the bass is clear, the kick is clear, and the kick has low end, the bass has low end, and everything is clear. And that's where when you have good sound. No, that doesn't make it a good sound. Good sound is, it goes with the feelings. Can you feel the music that's being played at the time? You know, a lot of things is the mood of the song, the way you mix the sound. Have you spoiled the mood of that song? A sound engineer can spoil the mood of a song.
True.
If a song is supposed to make you sober, and the sound engineer just put some frequencies out there, and the song becomes very harsh, or maybe a music is supposed to be edgy and you make it kind of dull, you spoiled everything. So a lot of things involved.
So
No,
for those
I can
asking for songs written by Gbade, he has written Baba Ti Sọ̀rọ̀, Bí Wọ́n Bá Gádá, Gba Gbogbo Ògo, Just Say My Name, Thank God I'm Alive, Already on My Way, This Is My Prayer, If He Had Not Been, Dear Friend, and Where. And a couple of them, most of them are in the album Dear Friends, so you should go get it. Another thing I want to talk about is the people come to a church like, church, this church doesn't have a good acoustic balance. I just want you to use like few minutes to talk about how important, because you see a lot of, I think this is one of the things that we talked about even when I had exclusive chat with Bros Eddie, and he said most people just build gorodom, they just build big churches. No, they don't ask for they don't ask the engineer or a sound engineer to come check out, okay, how should this thing be structured, how will it benefit the sound, because once the pastor just does shh, praise the Lord, and he's hearing himself, he doesn't really see so much. So how important is an acoustic balance in the church?
well, I think, see, the sound of a church, the acoustic, okay, let me say the acoustic of a church is actually is the job of the pastor.
Mm,
If the pastor is very, very concerned about music,
okay. Okay.
he's going to put acoustic, he will make it a major thing.
Okay.
Pastor
Mm,
doesn't see it. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you are the music director, you're the sound engineer, you know everything about acoustic. Another thing about acoustic is a lot of people, they think they know about acoustic.
mm,
When I see people, they say the acoustic is bad, or they say the acoustic is good. I don't even know what they are talking about, because they just say acoustic. What do you know about acoustic that I say acoustic is bad? You know, because this thing that people call acoustic, sometimes maybe they are looking for a hall that doesn't have any reverb and any echo at all.
mm,
That's not that's even a bad acoustic. If you are inside a hall and everything is dry, you cannot enjoy musical. If
mm,
your church is like a studio, they say
mm.
acoustic church here is very, very perfect. Like everything is very,
Tight.
the yeah, tight. It's tight. There's no echo, there's no reverb. They have killed the music of that church,
Mm,
because the you cannot music and intelligibility in music. You know, it's music sounds nice when there's some reverb. I'm not talking about the reverb that you had from your digital mixer, some natural reverb. So reverb is a good aspect of acoustic. Some echo is a good aspect of acoustic. That's one. Two, when building churches, people just build churches, and this thing is very common. When you see churches, everything is four-cornered. Most churches are four-cornered or rectangular.
Okay.
And that's a big problem for acoustics already. You're going to be having standing waves. You're going to be having serious issues. You're going to having intelligibility issues. People will not hear when somebody is talking. Things will not be clear. You know, and another problem that I've seen in churches now, that the people that say they know about acoustic, they go and pad the church when they see that it is not padding, you know, because when you pad, what you actually do is you kill some frequencies. And they say the graph is like this. When you kill the high frequencies are like this. Then, in a way, you are increasing the low frequency. You see
So
that graph?
you're doing more damage to it than even good.
Yeah, well, you can pad, but it's not just, you know, people just pad. But when you pad, you know, even the kind of materials you use in padding, their thickness, all those things, there's something called absorption coefficients of a material. Every material has absorption coefficients. There's one for wood, there's one for ceiling materials, there's one for rug, there's one for foam, there's one for rock wool, and all of those things. You know, so they have the number of volume they can take out and the number of frequencies they can kill. So if you now kill some frequencies, some other frequencies that is in a way are increased.
Okay.
So when you increase them, you need to take them out too. So there are some other materials. We have diffusers and we have bass traps. You know, when you do your acoustics, some bass will increase, and you have to use bass trap. And that's why doing acoustics, there are measurements, there are devices that they use to measure the amount of low that is required in that room, you know, putting into consideration the size of the room, the amount of low end, the amount of mid. If the mid is too much or the low end is too much, you are going to need bass trap to reduce the low. If there's a bump in some mid, you need some, you know. So there's a lot of things. It's not just, but what I see churches when they say, Atishi acoustic church, we've done the acoustic of our church. I see them, they just buy foam, put clothes on top of foam, and they put it all over the place. And of course, they kill some frequencies and there's bump. So in such churches, you just see that there's this low frequency that is just rumbling, and the music is not clear, even though they've deadened all the, you know. So it's acoustics is called. When you want my advice is this: if you want to do acoustic of any church, go to, as I know a lot about acoustics, but I'm not an acoustic expert. There are some people that, you know, I'm change your see nepa. What I pay Jen yet veku. Dami. Oh, change your father. Okay. Now you see, just a minute. All right. What I was saying is, you get a professional. Even though I have an idea, a lot of people, that's one of the problems in churches. People have ideas. Idea at a poju.
There's no expert.
Everybody have. We are not an expert because you have an idea. I knew somebody that went to one church to go and take the acoustic job of one church because he was part of the team that did acoustic, to do installation. He has become acoustic specialist in another place.
Oh my God.
You know,
oh my God.
because you are in you are there when they were doing something. Because you
Mm,
saw it once, you are now, get an expert in
mm,
building your church. There are some materials that you don't use to build a church.
mm,
There's a particular shape you don't do those basic things before you even start.
mm,
You know, and when you want to, you can actually have your acoustic done well before the church is done. But most of the times, damage control is what we do.
mm.
You damage the church
Remedy after
before
then. Mm,
before it was
mm,
ready.
mm, mm.
Mm.
Okay, so to wrap up, I wanted to talk about one thing, and that was you being, I think you managed Vivian at The Voice. How was that experience like for you?
Ah, it was one of the best experiences. Oh,
Wow.
yes, now, all expense paid trip. Go to sleep in a nice hotel, Protea. Go to South Africa like 8 times.
Wow.
Uh, when you get there, you still get some stipends, get good food, good hotel, nice. It was nice.
Wow.
And Vivian is doing well. She's a very fantastic lady. She's about rounding up youth service. That's why she's been quiet. No, but she's not quiet. She's in the studio. She's doing a lot of work, but she's serving. And after service, she's still going to go to the law school.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
So
that's true though.
those are the things happening right now. But she's doing a lot of underground work, and that is very, very important.
So
It's not about coming out.
okay. Okay. So before you go, I want you to just give us a wrap up, or should I say a take home bundle before we release you to go home.
What do you want?
Every, everything you can give to us as boarding music students.
Well, let me just encourage everyone out there. Music, you really have to be determined to do music. You
Mm,
really, really have to be determined, as in, you must be determined to do it. Like, this is what you want to do,
mm,
nothing else. You want to feed your family, you want to do, you really have to be determined first. Secondly, uh, be be focused.
mm,
You need to have this focus, and your focus, like the eagles kind of focus, you need to have it.
mm,
Be focused on what you're doing,
mm,
and pray a lot.
mm, mm,
Pray a lot.
mm,
Pray a lot, and when you pray, you get answers.
mm,
And it's not. It's good for you to be hardworking.
mm,
Do your hard work. You write your songs. Do your rehearsals well. Do everything that you need to do. Do them properly and do them well.
mm,
But at the end of the day, pray,
mm.
because you can do a lot of work and
Result.
not be recognized
Mm,
for the work you do.
mm,
You know, you can do a song. There are lots of songs.
mm,
Even in my studio, there are a lot of songs that have been done here that people have not heard.
mm,
So it's possible to do songs. It's possible to make a lot of efforts and nobody hears you.
mm.
And that is where the area of prayer, and the prayer that we should all pray is that God will grant you us favor.
Amen.
Favor. So you
Amen.
meet with favor, and it will set it up, and you pray that even the people that God has set for your favor, nothing will happen to them. Oh. That's what I used
Amen.
to pray.
Mm,
Sometimes somebody will call you and say, How much do you say you need to release your next album? I want to foot the bill. I say, thank you, sir. It's
Amen.
1 million naira.
Amen. Amen.
Then,
Mm. Mm.
then say, well, come to my office tomorrow. Then you get to his office. You meet people gather. They say, what happened? They say, somebody just died.
Mm. Oh.
Somebody died here. They said,
Mm.
in fact, there's an accident and kinikon, a lot of people, there was casualty. This
Mm.
man has to pay a lot of bills. Kinikon. Why is it in the day that somebody said I should come and collect check?
Oh Lord.
My
Mm.
prayer, I used
Mm.
to pray that
Keep my
it's not the day that the person that God will use for my favor.
in the name
He
of
will not die. Oh.
in the
He will
name of
not be broke.
Amen. Amen.
He will not
Amen.
have problems.
Amen. Amen.
He will not forget me. That's how you people will forget people. They'll
Yes.
say, in fact, and I just gave that the link to somebody now, the United Nations job.
Mm.
I forgot. I just gave it to somebody. This
Mm.
it has happened to me before. There are some people they were looking for. They said they were looking. They said they called my number. And my number was not going. Very,
Mm.
very important thing.
Mm.
As I said, how can my number not be going on that day?
Mm.
And that's the favor of God. The favor of God. And of course, another person got that job because the people that wanted to take the job, they were looking for them. They wanted somebody now. They just wanted somebody now. Get me a good producer now. It's an
Mm.
international job, and
Mm.
my phone was not going. My phone
Mm.
was not going that time.
Mm.
So your phone will not die.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah,
Amen. Amen.
it's not
Amen.
not
Mm.
just about doing. You have to do good jobs. You have to
Mm.
work hard. Sometimes you do all the hard work, and the favor is always falling on the wrong side,
Mm.
falling on the wrong person.
Mm.
So favor will always fall on every one of us, and we will not miss our blessings, and the grace of God will make way.
Amen.
Little thing like this, we'll do a
Amen.
little. You write a little song, a simple
Amen.
song, and God will bless it, breathe on it, and it will go everywhere. It's just one song everybody needs, though. One song. When you
Yes.
get a song, and the song
Uh,
goes everywhere, everybody wants
Cobham
you to be.
Cobham sang
Everybody.
common hits. Mm. Mm.
Yes, that's
Yes.
it. An artist only needs a song. That's all.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that's what I for. Just God give me that one song
Mm.
that is after that one song. People now be discovering that, so you've been writing all this year. So you actually did your first album
True.
in 1990. I did my first album in 1990. Nobody had. But
Mm.
I will pray for grace, mercy, and favor.
Amen. 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 So before you go, I will want you to talk about two things. I almost went to forget, but I want to ask. Marite Shenibe. It was a song
Mm-hmm.
I remember you did during that awful scarcity. When the first time when you were still producing it, or I think when you were still mixing it, and I heard it in the studio, I first laughed because I was like, "What kind of song is this? What gave birth to that song? Like, did you really did you sit down to write it, or it just came to your mind?"
Well, I was angry. Yes, there are some songs that come out of anger. Some songs come out of disappointment. Some
Mm,
songs come out of maybe when you are happy.
mm,
I was just angry. I was
mm,
angry. Then I was complaining fuel scarcity, all these things. Now,
mm,
then I just got a consolation that when Holy Spirit drops something in your mind that see what people say.
mm,
People say this is Ibadan. Businesses. I've seen a lot of studios close down in this Ibadan. I've had people run away from Ibadan. I've had people run away from Nigeria, run away from everywhere. When they
mm.
get to America, they still run away from America. I say, see, no matter what comes,
Marite Shenibe. Mm,
Marite Mishenipe. If it
mm,
is,
mm.
if this thing is going to be shared among 10 people, I'm going to be part of them.
Mm, mm, mm,
Because
mm.
life and death is in power of the tongue now, and
Yes.
those who want it will eat its fruit. So what you confess that will eventually come to you. So and see, since I wrote that song, a lot of people still complain. They say, hey, the business is not moving. Business is moving.
Yes.
Marita,
Yes.
when people say business is not moving, it's moving for me.
Yes.
Because that's what I confess.
Mm.
And I say, okay, if nobody is making music again, and it remains one person, I will be the one person.
God bless, and it's a declaration also that
Yes.
either way, Marita Mishenibe,
Yes.
it's an amazing song. Thank you very much, sir, for having this. I'm so happy that how level with it that I had this chance to actually have this chat with you, and I've known a whole lot now. So we'll be having gorodons of coke, but you should stop it. Let's tell you. All right, sir. Thank you very much. Help us say thank you to our babies and also your wife. Help me thank her for waiting all this while because of the chat. I think she's
Yeah.
still there.
They are hiding.
The idea. Okay, we
But the
want to
baby
give
is here.
us your wall of fame. Your wall of fame. Hey, cutie.
Baby
Hello.
is here.
We want to see your wall of fame, the one that had all your pictures and and the old
My
tracks.
wall of fame. I've removed it. I've replaced it with this one and this one.
Oh, amazing, amazing. All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Thank you
Yeah.
for being
Yeah.
an amazing guest on the show. God bless you. And have a wonderful and a great week.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, people. I know that you had an amazing and educative session this evening. And if you want to catch up on this, if you missed this, you can always please share with all your friends. Let your friends listen and learn from this amazing show. And also, I would say that you should make sure that you pray for favor and the Lord will be with you in this resurrection week. I pray that the Lord will never leave you nor forsake you. Thank you very much, people. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll have Life Matters with Aanu Adedire on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time and 11 a.m. Canadian time. So you can share this video to all your friends. So if you've not heard this song, this is Marita Mishenibe by Gbade Adetisola. Have a good day.